here from Plans Meet Paper, and today I'm here to talk about my FlyLady Fails. So these are the things that I have struggled with the most over the past year of incorporating the FlyLady system into my life. These are the things I do not have down. I'm still kind of working on every day, trying to improve upon. So that's kind of what I'm going to tell you guys about today. This is like a partner video with my FlyLady favorites, which I filmed a few weeks ago, and I will link that FlyLady favorites video down below in case you haven't seen it yet. So I do have my notes here in my lap, so you might see me glance down a few times to make sure that I'm remembering everything. But basically, what I'm going to do is tell you the things I've struggled with, why I've struggled with them, and then what my plan is to try and improve upon them and to continue to make them fit better into my life in the next couple months. So that is my plan for this video. So stay tuned if that sounds interesting to you. So the first thing that I have struggled with in the FlyLady system, and not every single week have I struggled, it's kind of been a hit or miss thing, is the weekly home blessing. First, let me say, I think it is an awesome idea. I love it. When I do it, it keeps my house looking so nice and clean for the whole week, and I really, really like it. But this is why I struggle, is I find it a little bit overwhelming occasionally. I've been doing it, trying to do it every Monday, which sometimes ends up being Sunday as well. And then sometimes, if it doesn't happen Sunday, it doesn't happen Monday, I would just get overwhelmed by the fact that I hadn't gotten it done yet, and I would just not do it and put it off for the week. So I think it's that overwhelm, that feeling of like, I don't know if I have time to do all of these tasks today, that kind of kept me from just picking it up the next day or doing a little bit of it. I kind of was treating it as one big chunk of tasks. And realistically, although you're only supposed to use 1 hour if you follow the FlyLady system exactly, when you do your weekly home blessing, realistically for my house, and the way that I like to clean it, it takes me about 1.5 hours at least. And after work on a Monday, that was very overwhelming to me, to be like, I've got to do 1.5 hours of cleaning. I've still got to do, my other home tasks and my other work tasks and things, make dinner, all of those regular things as well. So it was a little overwhelming, and that kind of led me to pushing it off and just avoiding it completely some of the time. So my plan to kind of improve upon my weekly home blessing is to consider splitting it into 2 chunks instead of thinking of it as one big weekly clean. And to do more like the downstairs level and the upstairs level. I find that when I do it that way, I can actually do the downstairs in about 1/2 hour and the upstairs in about 1/2 hour. I think it's like the walking up and down on the stairs and carrying things from place to place that actually ends up taking me way longer for some reason, even though it shouldn't take me 30 minutes to walk up and down the stairs a couple times. But maybe it's just kind of getting distracted in the meantime. So I'm gonna try doing it that way, where I split it into 2 smaller chunks and kind of do my weekly home blessing tasks on the downstairs level one day and then on the upstairs level another day. And that way it's just a little bit less overwhelming. It feels more just like regular maintenance housework instead of some big weekly task. So that's kind of my hope and my plan for the weekly home blessing coming up, but it has been something that I've struggled with in the last couple months, especially as work and things at home have gotten really busy. So that's my first thing. Secondly is the zone cleaning, which is a big part of the FlyLady system. And again, it's something that I really like. It drew me to the FlyLady system because if you really keep up with zone cleaning and you do it well, you never have to do like a big spring cleaning or something like that. Your house, all the different little detailed cleaning aspects of your house are always kept pretty nice because you clean them most months, and if you don't get to it 1 month, you hit it the next month. And so that is really cool to me, and I love the idea of zone cleaning. It's just the practice of it that I have gotten out of the habit of. I was doing 15 minutes a day of zone cleaning, so 15 minutes in my zone every day throughout the week, or at least like 5 days a week about, so it would total up to about an hour and a half, hour and 15 minutes of cleaning or so. And that was working well for me for a while, but like I said, in the past couple of months, my work has gotten busy, my home life has gotten kind of busy, and I've gotten distracted, and I haven't been doing it every day by any means. So it ends up being like 15, 20, 30 minutes of cleaning in my zone each week, which is good, but it's not necessarily enough for me to feel like I'm getting all of my detailed cleaning tasks kept up with. So my plan for that is to maybe try doing it more like some of the other ladies I've seen here on YouTube. And also, I think FlyLady mentions it in her book as well, that if doing 15 minutes a day doesn't work for you in your life and in your family, you should consider just doing 1 day a week and doing it in a bigger chunk, like 45 minutes, an hour and 15 minutes, however many you need to see the results that you want. So that's what I'm going to try doing, is doing kind of a larger chunk of zone cleaning just 1 day a week. And that way, hopefully I'll get more into the habit of it, and I'll make sure that I actually get the most important zone cleaning tasks done that week, because I'll just focus on it on 1 day and it won't kind of slip through the cracks. So that's my plan. The other thing with zone cleaning that I've been struggling with is I don't really like being boxed into one zone per week. So what I mean by that is sometimes I'll notice that there's a spot on my window in my bedroom and it'll bug me and I'll be like, oh, I really need to clean that window. But I'm in zone 1, which means it's going to be 2-3 weeks before I get to my master bedroom zone. And so I kind of put it off, and it just bugs me that whole 3 weeks. And so I don't really like being kind of boxed in on what tasks I can do each week per zone. I would rather just do whatever needs to be done that week, whatever's bugging me, whatever I feel like needs the cleaning the most. And as long as I keep track of it in my planner, which I use these zone cleaning trackers, which I'll show you. I'll put a little picture of it in here in a second. But if I keep track of it on my zone cleaning planner, then I figure I should really be able to do whatever task I think needs it the most, and then just do that throughout the week and not worry about having to stay in zone 1 for 1 week and then go to zone 2 and zone 3 and having to kind of do it in order. I think I would prefer to more go out of order a little bit and get the tasks that need to be done that specific day done, and then go to something else next week. Another example of when that's kind of bugged me is like if I have guests coming into town, of course I'm going to spend quite a bit of time cleaning and making sure everything looks great in the guest room, the guest bathroom, that whole area upstairs, which is my zone 4. But if it wasn't the week for zone 4, then I'd end up doing zone 4 like twice that month. Or I wouldn't do it later in the month because I already did it a few weeks ago, and then it would end up being like 2 months before I touched it again, which was too long. So it was like, I didn't really like being boxed in by week, so I'm gonna kind of let that go and be a little bit less structured with it, but just keep track of when I do it in my zone cleaning tracker here in my planner. So that's my plan for that. One more thing that I have struggled with a little bit with the FlyLady system, and I'm still working on, is the 1 load of laundry per day idea. 1 load of laundry. Why? Mostly I struggle with it because I forget that it's in my washer, and then I move it to the dryer eventually, and then I forget that it's in my dryer, and then it sits in there and it gets wrinkly. And then I have to either rewash it and re-dry it, or just re-dry it, or iron everything. And it's just kind of like doing more work, and that bugs me. I think the reason why I have such a hard time remembering when there's laundry going on up there is because right now it is just my husband and I, and we don't have that much laundry that I need to do a load every single day. I don't like to waste water, and I don't want to put just a few things in and wash it every day. So I wait until I have a mostly full load at least, and then I do it. But that means I'm doing it like 4 days a week, maybe 3 days a week sometimes. And when I only do it 3 or 4 days a week, I just don't have any sort of routine with it. And I totally forget when I put it in, and it's just running up there and I forget about it. So again, I'm gonna go with, instead of doing one little chunk of laundry every day or every couple days, I'm gonna do kind of like what I'm doing with zone cleaning, where I'm gonna just have a laundry day and focus on it for that day. And that way, if I just move things along, listen for the dryer upstairs, listen for the washer, and if that's my task for the day, I think I'll be much more focused and I'll kind of get things moving along right away instead of just letting them sit up there and get wrinkly. So that's my plan, is to just have one laundry day a week, do my 3 loads or my 4 loads all in one day, and just be done with it for the week and pick it back up. I know that might not work for me for forever, probably when we have kids or other things going on in our lives, we'll probably have to switch it up, but that's how homekeeping is anyway. You got to keep up with the seasons of your life and adjust as necessary, and I think that just doing laundry in one day per week is what's going to work for me right now, and I'll adjust when that doesn't work anymore. So that's kind of where I'm at with FlyLady system. I love so many things about it. It really does help me stay organized and on track and on top of my home, but I'm still working on things. I'm human. I struggle with things just like everybody else. So those are the things that I struggle with the most with the FlyLady system, and those are my plans for improving upon them. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to put them down below. I love hearing from you guys, and I'll be sure to get back to you. If you have any other videos you'd like to see about the FlyLady system or anything else, please feel free to put those down in the box below as well, and I will work on making those. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.